I got my mic today. Got a little something to say. But first, I want to do something kind of special with you guys. Since I know you're probably just scrolling away, I wanted to breathe with you guys. So let's just take a second to take some deep breaths in through our nose and out through our mouth. So we'll probably start to feel some tingling right here in the third eye. Let's do it. Let's take a deep breath in through our nose. Let it out through our mouth. You can even let a sigh out your mouth if, depending on where you're at, who you're around. Let out a sigh. But okay, here we go. In through the nose. We'll do one more. And that, my friends, is meditating. You just meditated. You slowed down your heart. You cleared your mind. Yeah, you feel good. Like, take a second to think about how you feel. I'm going to put this part on Instagram, and the rest of what I'm about to say is going to go on my YouTube channel, which is Alchemize the Energy, as well as my name here on Instagram. Maybe I'll drop it on TikTok too. Ooh, I don't really post on TikTok much, but I should. But this video is going to be about a post that I made a few days ago, and it said, healing makes us glow from the inside out. It's more than just skin deep, right? And I feel like maybe some people read it, if they even saw it, and thought, okay, so then teach me how to heal. I want to glow. Or some people are like healing, whatever. Like a lot of people run from healing or just think it's lame because we were taught so backwards in life, like about so many things. For example, we've all heard the saying, you got to feel it to heal it. And some people might just think, we were taught when we were younger that like crying is lame and like don't cry and it's not cool to feel your emotions and just like stuff it down. But we've learned, a lot of us have learned, that when you stuff down your feelings and you stuff down all that, it stores in the body and it creates dis-ease in the body. This is where like cancer comes from, or like, strokes, or, dis-ease in the body comes from just holding it all in. You know what I mean? We have to let it out. We have to release. And so crying is a great way to release. Crying, it's like tears can be so alchemical in nature. They can just be so healing. It's a great way to shift the energy. That's what alchemy is all about, is shifting the energy. We want to feel good, right? And so crying is a great way to release. We always feel so much better after we cry. Like, again, we were taught so backwards. So yeah, crying, meditating, you can, like we just did in the beginning here, you meditated. So yeah, you can just breathe it out. And you know what? A lot of people say, oh man, I try to meditate and I just think the whole time. Like I'm just thinking the entire time I'm meditating, like I can't do it. But truly you are doing it. You thinking is the work. A lot of beginners give up because they're like, I can't stop my thoughts. But it's called introspective meditation, or reflection meditation, where you actually are like sitting with yourself and all the thoughts are pouring in. Well, it's because your spirit wants you to think about what you've gone through, so that you can process it, so that you can heal it, so that you can let it go. Yeah, you got to face it. You got to face these things to heal them. But there's more to it. It's like, let me tell you a little story. I took a lot of L's a few years ago. One of them, my last biggest loss that I took, was losing my dog, right? And I was on my way home from having to put her down, and I remember it's just been like loss after loss after loss. And when it got to losing her, I, on the way home, screamed at the top of my lungs. I yelled, "Why?" a few times, right? Why? I had never yelled like that before in my life. Well, maybe I have, but not that I can remember. And I was just by myself, and I was just screaming, "Why?" And like I instantly felt just like a relief come out of my body, and like I just was quiet the whole rest of the way home. And of course I spent some time processing that afterwards, but I felt a lot better just like with that screaming of why, and I think that's another way to release. I think that's why people go to the mountaintops and they scream from the mountaintop, and then they feel better. So it's like, you can breathe it out, you can scream it out, don't scream at anybody else, but take the time, be with yourself, scream it out into a pillow if you have to. These are ways that you can heal. Cry, scream, breathe, introspect, think about the things, process the things. And so it's like we were taught to stuff it down. And so a lot of people, they run away from their problems. They run, they numb, they suppress. And again, it stores in the body, and we were taught like to not feel your emotions. I'm repeating myself. Also, think of what happened from a higher perspective. So yeah, when you're processing the things, in order to not keep reliving those things, find a silver lining in there somewhere. So like I lost my dog, right? And I lost a few other things at the time, and I came at it with, all right, now I have an army of angels on the other side that protect me. And that's what I stick with. And now I feel good. I processed it, I cried it out, and I grabbed a higher perspective and I ran with it. I found the silver lining. All right, yeah. So I have an army of angels on the other side, right? Or like, if you've gone through a breakup and you're just like, oh man, like, yeah, process it. It sucks. It happened. But trust that, and we've heard it, rejection is God's protection. I truly believe that. It's like that person had to go, do their thing to learn their lessons over there, because that's where they were going to learn their lessons the best. And like, I have to learn my lessons over here. And this is all on the right path perfectly. And if you can come at a perspective like that, you can come out of the mind and like drop into your heart. You can actually align the two. I feel like a lot of people are living from their head and they're not dropping into their heart enough. And it's like, in order to have a fierce like baseline frequency, like meaning, all right, here, let's take it a few steps back. I didn't want to make this video too long, but if you've heard of Nikola Tesla, he said, to understand the secrets of the universe, you have to think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And it's like, we all understand vibes, right? Vibes, ooh, good vibes, bad vibes. This feels good, that don't feel good. You know what I mean? Vibes. I like the vibe of this place. I don't like the vibe of this place. You know what I mean? We all understand vibes, but do we understand frequency? And frequency is like your overall energy. It's like your baseline frequency is your overall energy. So how do you treat yourself? How do you treat other people? Are you treating them good? Are you walking around being a loving, kind person with great manners, treating people with love and respect? Because that's your baseline energy, and that's dope, and kudos to you, right? But are you walking around just pissed off at the world? How do those people walk around? They're just bitter, right? And that's because they haven't done any inner work. They just never healed from the thing. They just stuffed it down and then they just numb it away, or whatever they do. It's so important to do this inner work. And that's where I come in, and I'm going to be showing up so much more for you guys this year. Like, I am so ready. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. If you want to feel good, if you want to glow from the inside out, do the work for yourself. You don't need me. You got you. You got you. And yeah, I just gave you some great steps. Look for the silver lining. There's always a higher perspective. Find the positive in it. You can just do these higher vibrational things to release. Journal, get in nature, breathe, sing, dance. These things can lift up your spirit, but it's also great to do more than just singing and dancing. It's also great to look at what the heck's happened and process it and let it go. And also, one more thing before I go. It's a big deal, and it's forgiveness. And it sounds so cheesy, but it's like, check this out. If you don't forgive people, then you have to hold on to that like poison, is what basically it is. Unforgiveness is like poison. If you don't forgive people, then it stays with you. But if you do forgive them, like I said, trust that they're on their path and they have their lessons to learn, that they're going to go learn. I mean, karma's a real thing, you know what I mean? And so it's like, let them go learn their stuff. Forgive them. Let it go. And trust that everything's working out in your favor, because it is. Everything's always working out in your favor. And let that be your affirmation. And yeah, I love you, and I wish you the most beautiful day. Work on yourself, and so that way you can be the best version of yourself, and then you can show up and feel good. I love you. Have fun glowing from the inside out. Glowing from the inside out. I love you.